I believe that Kusama's native cryptocurrency, called KSM, is a sleeping giant, much like these biceps. And why is that? It's because ever since I started talking about KSM, it's done over a 2x in price increase. While that's not that bad, it's pretty good, but I think it could do a lot better. Why is that? It's because I think that KSM could at least go to the price of $1,000 during the next bull run. And even though that's not financial advice, why do I believe that could hypothetically happen? I think it's going to come down to the fact that Kusama has an amazing use case. Kusama is quite essentially a canary network to Polkadot. And what that means right there is that Kusama is basically almost an identical, but a more experimental version of Polkadot. And usually projects that want to launch on Polkadot will typically launch on Kusama first as a way to test out the project under real economic conditions. However, if let's say the project doesn't want to move on to Polkadot later on, it can even permanently stay in Kusama as well. And now, with that being said, some people, they may wonder, okay, yeah, Kusama's good and all, but what's Polkadot all about? In case anyone doesn't know what Polkadot is all about, let me explain. Polkadot is quite essentially focused on connecting blockchains together. It's focused on interoperability. And here's the thing, lacking interoperability as of right now, it's a major issue. Because when we take a look at it, there's a lot of networks out there, a lot of blockchains, but a lot of them are not able to freely send data and value to each other. They can't seamlessly interact with one another. I mean, just imagine this, right? Let's say in real life, if I'm using Chase, and let's say my friend is using Bank of America, and I can't even send him anything, that would be such a major issue, right? Let's say I can't even transfer him any funds. That would be complete nonsense. Just imagine, right? If I'm using this bank and my friend's using another bank and we can't even send funds to each other, that would be such a major issue. However, in the world of blockchains as of right now, that's a major issue. For instance, you take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, two independent networks. They're not able to freely send data and value to each other. And while this is just a small instance, again, right, many networks out there, they're not able to do this. So lacking interoperability as of right now, it's a big problem. However, that's where Polkadot comes in and rescues the day because quite essentially through Polkadot, all of this nonsense issues are gone. That's how amazing Polkadot is. So when it comes to Kusama, I do believe that it serves such an amazing purpose. However, with that being said, some of those Kusama critics out there, they may be saying, right, oh man, Kusama, it's just a testnet. Carayo, boha. It's not that good. It's just a testnet for Polkadot. However, I disagree because Kusama, as a matter of fact, actually exists as its very own independent cryptocurrency. And also, when it comes to Kusama, it's far easier to make changes on when compared to Polkadot, and it's also cheaper to rent building space as well. So when it comes to Kusama, again, right, I think it's very amazing. Very easy for, let's say, smaller projects or startups to start building on Kusama. So I think Kusama, man, again, it's very fantastic if you ask me. If I'm bullish on Polkadot, I'm also going to be bullish on Kusama because when it comes to Kusama, I think a lot of its growth moving forward is going to be largely dependent on Polkadot. And I'm very bullish on Polkadot. So if I believe in Polkadot, why wouldn't I believe in Kusama as well? The way I take a look at Polkadot and Kusama, it's like Tenacious D. If you've heard the band Tenacious D with Jack Black, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. But when you take a look at Tenacious D, right, there's Jack Black and there's his friend. You don't really know his name. By the way, his name is Kyle Glass. Fun fact if you didn't know. But yeah, besides that point, no one really cares about Kyle Glass, right, or AKA the friend. But he's there, and he's kind of just helping the vibe. He's helping the band, I should say, or the music duo. But Tenacious D, without that guy, it just feels like something's missing, right? So if I love Tenacious D, let's say if I'm a big fan of Jack Black, I'm also going to be a big fan of the friend, aka Kyle Glass. And that's the way I take a look at Polkadot and Kusama. Polkadot, it's like the main piece. Kusama, it's like the side piece. But hey, you need both, right? At least that's the way I take a look at it. Batman's the star of the show, but Robin's going to help. Robin, it's like Kusama. Batman, it's like Polkadot. So if I love Polkadot, I'm going to love Kusama. And also, when it comes to Kusama, its room for potential growth is far greater than Polkadot, in my opinion, due to KSM's relatively low market cap. So if I believe in Polkadot, I'm also going to believe in its side piece, so to speak, its assistant, or should I say sidekick, that has a way lower market cap. And that's why I'm a big fan of Kusama as well. And of course, none of this is financial advice or telling anyone to acquire anything, but that's just the way I view it. And now here's a crazy statistic, or should I say news, that's going to blow people's hairs back, in my opinion. Much like Snoop Dogg's hairline. Snoop Dogg's hairline, it's all the way like up here, like back here, I should say. He needs to shave his cornrows. Just let it go, man. This is in the 90s. Who cares about your cornrows? But yeah, besides that point, as of August of last year, Polkadot and Kusama was ranked number 1 in the world in terms of crypto development activity, beating out giants such as Hedera, Chainlink, Cardano, Cosmos, and basically all others. That's how amazing Polkadot and Kusama is. The dynamic duo, I should say. Man, it's fantastic. And also on top of that, I think that it should be noted how when it comes to Kusama, there's currently around 300,000 holders, and it even has been able to facilitate over 7 million transfers so far, which I think is insane. And let's not forget, on Kusama, there's already very many amazing projects, such as, for instance, we take a look at Moonriver. Now, when it comes to Moonriver, I did such a good call on that. Carajo. It was amazing. But yeah, besides that point, there's also other projects such as Bifrost Finance. So when it comes to the projects on Kusama, it's already very amazing. A lot of people, they like to critique Kusama. They say, man, there's no adoption. I disagree. I think it's already very amazing. The projects are fantastic. And I think that Kusama, man, it's ready for such a bright future ahead. If we're already seeing amazing projects, such as, for instance, Moonriver right now, could you just imagine the projects that's going to exist in the next 5 years, 10 years? Man, only time will tell. I think Kusama, it's truly something special. When you have fundamentals this amazing, how can it not, right? At least that's the way I view it. And keep in mind, KSM at the price of $1,000 really isn't all that crazy. If KSM were to go to the price of $1,000, and of course, this is considering its current circulating supply, at that point, its market cap would be around $9 billion. Now, $9 billion really isn't all that crazy. The current market cap of Dogecoin as of right now, I'm not talking about 2021, I'm not talking about that, right? I'm talking about Dogecoin as we speak, around $17 billion. So, let's say there's a fully fledged bull run when the altcoin season fully kicks in. Are these critics saying that, KSM can't go to around a $9 billion market cap? Is that unrealistic? I think not. Again, even with the altcoin season not fully being kicked in yet, Dogecoin, as we speak, around $17 billion in market cap. So again, when the next bull run fully kicks in, the next altcoin season, KSM at around a $9 billion market cap, that's not outlandish if you ask me. And now, the next altcoin season, it could very well be right around the corner because, historically speaking, altcoins, they usually rally in a massive way, anywhere between 6 to 12 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the Bitcoin halving event, it's very close by at this point. It's expected to happen sometime around April of this year. So, man, the next altcoin season, it could fully kick into fifth gear, so to speak, in the very near future. And, man, the next altcoin season, in my opinion, is going to look really scary, and scary in a good way, because when you think about it, according to Crypto.com research, as we speak, there's around 575 million people owning cryptocurrencies, which is crazy. You got to think about this, right? With over 500 million crypto owners, could you just imagine what the FOMO buying pressure and buying volume is going to potentially look like during the next altcoin season? It's going to look insane. Keep in mind, back in 2021, there was only around 300 million crypto owners during that insane bull run. So, could you just imagine again, right? With over 500 million people, the next altcoin season, it's going to look crazy. I think KSM, it's going to go along with the ride. I really do believe that. Kusama, man, it's a sleeping giant in my opinion. Such an underrated project. As a matter of fact, I've been dollar cost averaging into KSM for over a year at this point. Anytime I earn any sort of income, I'm just putting aside a sum for KSM. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I don't use leverage. I don't do any of this type of crazy nonsense. For what? I think I'd just rather keep things simple. A lot of people out there, they day trade, they swing trade, they use leverage. What happens? Most often than not, I can't speak on everyone's behalf, but a lot of people that I know, they get absolutely wrecked. So why would I want that? Why would I even risk that? All I'm going to do is I'm going to acquire. Anytime I earn any sort of income, I'm going to hold. And I'm just going to wait for the next altcoin season. That's about it. I just like to keep it simple. I don't bother with using leverage, all this type of craziness. I'm very bullish on Kusama. And when I'm very bullish on a project, I just like to keep things simple. I dollar cost average. KSM, in my opinion, is a sleeping giant, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if during the next bull run it did hypothetically at least go to the price of $1,000. As the cool kids say, a G, 1K, whatever you call it, right? But $1,000 for KSM, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And of course, that's not financial advice. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.